Okay, so welcome back to another Vintage League. This time we're with Squee. So, Squee League with new Modern Horizons cards. So we've got 4 sneaky snackers. They sneak and they snack. And whenever you draw your third card each turn, pop it into play from the graveyard. So that's good, but a couple of downsides is that it needs a second Bazaar activation, which is sometimes difficult in certain matchups. Um, Bonuses though, it's a blue card, it's evasive. It's free, so it's going to come through baubles and Lavinias and Trinispheres. So yeah, that's quite exciting. A new threat. We've just swapped it straight out for the Poxwalkers. And then I'm trying a Flare of Duplication. This one is pretty tenuous at best, but sacrifice a non-token red creature, and you can play it for free, and you copy target instant or sorcery spell, and then choose new targets for the copy. So it can copy things like Ancestrals and counter spells and stuff. I thought I'd give it a go with these red lizards. It's probably not great, but it looks fun. It means we'll have something new to try. And then, yeah, what else have we got? Sideboard, I'm on my traps and surgicals for dredge, 3 mind breaks, the 4 furies because I've made space for one of them with this red flare. But other than that, it's going to be a pretty stock standard Squee league, and we're going to go play some matches. I'll see you for round 1. Okay, round 1, we're up against V is for Vintage. So we'll probably keep this hand. We're on the play. 2 lizards, a vigor, 2 squeeze. We might hold one of these lizards. We'll see what we draw, obviously, but yeah, so I think I'd ditch all the red cards. Now I've got Vigor open, I don't have to pitch my Noxious in case my Bazaar gets wasted, and I've got a Force of Will. So, a nice start. And, importantly, we've got the red flare available. I wonder if they'll play around it. Yeah, no, you just got to indulge me on that one today, I'm afraid. I thought it was cool. So, that's why it's there. So, Moxjet from the opponent into a Soul Ring. I haven't revealed a Lurus. And then a Grim Monolith that looks quite jewelly. And that's it. That's the lot. Interesting. I think we can hold on for a second. They've got a no lander. Looks like they're playing a turn 2 coveted duel. We draw a flare of duplication. Oh, that's kind of fucked actually, isn't it? Okay. How greedy are we going to be? Let's just discard Squee Lizard and Master of Death. We'll get in our 2 points of damage. And we'll attack for 2. How greedy does one want to be with their flare of duplication? I probably can't give them all that mana, can I? Let's just kill Soul Ring and Mint Monolith. See if they've got anything behind. They're going to play a Force of Will, pitching Metamorph. We're going to force back, pitching Force of Will. And that's fine, okay. If they played one more Mox, I was going to flare it, but that's an Urza Saga, so that's distressing for the home team here. How do I get back onto Force of Vigor here? I need another green card is the issue. I'm going to take a draw step. That's a hollow one. So let's just activate, I think. I could pick up Force of Will, I could pick up the other one, but... Oh, no, we'll just rip it all. So we'll discard the cards that make sense to discard. And then we'll just destroy their permanents again. And this time it's going to be backed up by a red flare. Obviously, we've been quite lucky to draw all these red lizards as well. That's one of the downsides. You've only got one red creature in your deck. They've got 3 cards in hand. And you've got to assume that this Vigor's going to completely bury them. But I'd like to once again destroy your permanents. Okay. And they get a draw step. And they concede. So, I'm pretty sure you'd agree that the Flare did a lot of work in that game. But it was there, right, as a second Force of Will or a second Vigor. So whilst we didn't need to use it, we could have. We could have used it. So I like the Mind Break traps. I kind of like everything, though. I don't want to hear anyone say that Flare of Duplication is probably the cut in sideboarding today, just so we're all clear. What do we cut then? 3 cards to go. You see, I feel like I usually trim some form of lizard, but I'm not doing that. Let's cut a Noxious, and let's cut a green lizard for a change. So, come down on Vigors to make it easier to copy them. Rah. The logic. This hand doesn't play. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. I'm not sure on the version. Cool picture though. That's Mulligan. There's a Bazaar, a negation on 1 followed by a Chalice. I'm going to bottom Noxious Revival. I want Wasteland in case they Saga or Academy us on 1. This guy sneaks and snacks and pitches to Force of Negation. Ooh, getting the blue 0 through me. That's good. So yeah, there's the Saga. A Time Vault. I might just negate Time Vault actually. Yes, that gets through. And that whole joke is gone now. And my turn 1 is actually just going to be Chalice you, Wasteland you. Let's play Chalice on 0 first. And then let's play Wasteland. And then let's go die to Needle. Academy. Monolith. Okay. So Powder's good. We've got a Bazaar to go. Let's discard the non-blue cards so that we can counter the payoff and try and build into the game. Let's see how many sneaky snackers we can end up with in exile at the end of this game. We've got 1 Squee going, which is great news for the home team. They do have 5 mana at the moment. Manifold Key. I think that's fine. Mana will fight once we've found some Vigors. So this is 7. It's PA for 3, or just a Jewel or a Worm Coil, I guess. If we're paying all the mana in the world. So it is a Worm Coil. So we will pitch cast our Force into their 2 cards. And they have nothing back. And they pass. So we pick up our Squee. We're really interested in drawing Strip Mines. So Master of Death. So let's activate again. Discard the 3 Squees. Right, so if we can fade this turn, which is tough to do, we'll be able to really build into this game. With triple Squee on the go. But they've got a ton of mana. This doesn't look like someone who's playing a 1-drop, does it? Also Metamorph. Metamorph on Grim, Metamorph on Key. Metamorph on Grim, interesting. So that just pumps the Academy a little. Oh, is their final card PO? That would make sense. This line makes sense into a PO, right? Gross. So 4 mana floating after their PO, but they're holding 1 monolith and 2 metamorphs and a key. So how far can they get? They can. Oh, defense grid is basically game, I think. Another monolith and the key again. Are you going anywhere with those stuff? So you've got 2 metamorphs in hand. We were not able to fade that turn. They did find a piece of hate for us, which is the defense grid, which is going to lock us out of interacting with them outside of Wasteland. So we now need to just find threats, really. Force of Vigor's not really on time. Let's discard our cards, cast a Hollow One, and then let's Wasteland their Academy. There's a good chance we're just going to be too slow here. They've just drawn a bunch of cards. The first Wormcurl or Jewel they find will kill us. Because if it's a Jewel, they've got 3 of them. If it's a Wormcurl, they've got 3 of them. So there's a Metamorph on my Hollow One, I guess, or is it the key? Hollow One, fine. And they're going to untap a Monolith and make another Hollow One, which makes sense. But this is fine, right? This is quite an interesting display of like weakness of what else is going on in their hand. I feel like anyway, because yeah, they're using 2 of their great cards, or they're just fogging me in playing a PO next turn sort of thing. That could also be an option. But this doesn't look like they're particularly flush for things to do. So, Mindbreak Trap, also dead. We could do with another Bazaar. I probably can't attack. I probably should attack, actually, just so they can't PO their Metamorphs quite so well. Yeah, and they block. So that's a trade. Remember, my cards don't work on their turn. That's why I didn't discard the Master of Death. There's no point in us taking a point of damage. I don't want to actually yield through this turn because of Saga triggers. So they just play a tap land. We won't fight that, I don't think. They untap a Grim. Is this just another Metamorph? No, it's just untapping a Grim. Cool. So in they come for 4. We go to 13. We are 2 squeeze back in our upkeep. Yeah, because their hand could just be a bunch of zeros, right? So Vengevine and 2 squeeze will go first of all. Then we'll play the Bazaar. We hit 1 lizard. So Master, Vigor, Misstep. And I am actually going to kill this because this is a card that costs blue. And it's just made me think that, yes, they might be slow rolling a Saga. However, if they untap, then they can maybe cast this targeting my Chalice. Does that make a difference? Not really. So what, you untap, you have 3 cards in hand. No, I'm gonna hold my Wasteland, but I think there's gonna be things where we need to think about that because this is a new card, so it's face down, it's a land, face up, it's an unsummon or a boomerang. Oh no, depends how it's spell. Wow. Ancestral yourself. Yeah, that sounds good to me. And then if we get another turn, we might be able to deal some damage, but it's whether we're able to deal enough. defense grid is doing the thing. Opponent assessing and surveying their new cards. Their new cards all appear to be zeros. Although it's going to... Oh yeah, no, getting your 4 and then PO post-combat. That also makes sense. There's a Saga. I don't think we'll give them that mana. We'll kill that. That does make me think they've got a second Saga behind. And untap a Monolith. And pass the turn, okay. So, we get a bunch of cards into our hand. One Lizard and one Vengevine to find. With our 2 activations and draw step. So, let's see if we can do that. There's a Strip Mine. Not particularly great. So, cards that don't do anything. So this activation needs to find exactly Lizard or Hollow One plus a Vengevine. Found a Vengevine. Okay, Vengevine. Master of Death. Negation. Play a Strip. Do we strip the Sink into Stupor here? I think so. And now we'll pass the turn. Opponent now needs to consider the fact that 2 creatures kill them. So maybe I should have held that Vengevine actually. So that it's not face up. I'm expecting a Saga this turn. Oh no, just a Workshop. Okay, so Wormcoil's going to kill us if they've got that. Here comes the Hollow One, we fall to 4. Oh, we're dead to Time Walk as well. I haven't played this particularly perfectly. Okay, so another Metamorph copying another Hollow One. So maybe the other Vengevine as well, if I've still got it in my deck, yeah. Okay. So we get our cards back. And then we need Vengevine, same as last time really. Vengevine and another card. So yeah, if we find Vengevine in the top 4 here, we will win the game. So Lizard. So we'll do Squee, Red Lizard. So then we can hold off triggering the Vengevines until we've done this activation, because we might find another Bazaar. We did not. So Lizard, Vigor. And we're just going to die to Manifold Key, aren't we? Yep. Cool. So let's go to the next game. How do we feel about how we're sideboarded? I think fine. I think we're fine. We've got all of our blue cards, which is what we're mostly interested in. We've got, I mean, like the Flare should probably be a Lizard or a Noxious. Yeah, never mind. Okay, game 3, we're on the play. We don't have a Bazaar, so we'll powder that. That's a lot of permission going though. When we're looking to 6, we've got Bazaar, we've got Sneaky Snacker, we've got Mind Break Trap for turn 1. This was a 6, right? Or was this a 5? We'll keep this hand and we'll bottom one of our masters. Okay, so turn 1 main phase activation. So let's discard Vengevine, Master Snacker. play a Chalice on 1. Or on 0, sorry. They've kept 7, but with 56 cards in deck. That's interesting. It's not a strategy I comprehend. So there is usually like a non-bow between Chalice and Trap as well. But turn 1, Vexing Bauble. Okay. That seems okay. I'm going to still be able to put threats into play. We've got a Wasteland here. I don't think I want to waste this one though. So let's activate now. Let's discard Sneaky Snacker, Lizard, Lizard. Yeah. And then we'll cast our 2 lizards. We'll attack with our Vengevine. Vexing Bauble's going to trigger a bunch. I don't know if I'm going to strip them or not. I think so. I think I will. And we win the match. Cool. Nice bauble. Yeah. Chalice doing the heavy lifting there, I imagine. And yeah, threats that still come through a bauble. Very nice. See you for round 2. Okay, so round 3 we're up against Alcachaz01, who is another UK gamer. They've been attending the... Oh, fuck me. Sorry, Alcachaz. They've been attending the London Vintage events as well, the paper ones, Paper Proxy, which has been fun. I think I had a hand similar to this last time I played him as well, which is pretty brutal. Cool story. So I guess we'll like kill our opponent and then play a Chalice, something like that. Something like that. Another Vengevine just for the Robins? No. Okay, that's fair. I accept that. This hand's pretty good. I'll cast a Hollow 1, trigger some Vengevines. Dink dink. Sometimes it all lines up, doesn't it? Now we'll cast our Chalice. Got the Force. Yeah, oh, Force Negation. Okay, pitching, PO, fair. Do I want him to draw Force Negation next turn? I can see arguments for it, right? You're dead on board, here's a useless card. Yeah, I think we'll do that, actually. I think we'll try that out. So, hit him with the old upkeep, Noxious you. And then see if they've got much going. Like, I can't imagine we're casting another spell this game. Yeah, they've got a Force of it. So, what did they pitch this time? Another Force. So they had the Force for the Hollow 1 as well. So that's cool. I'm just going to put that back on top. Because it clearly means something at this point, right? Like, if they don't Force, obviously, well, yeah, I don't know. If they don't Force, then there's nothing for me to put back. But they're on a PO Lurus list, so let's play this guy. Let's bring in a Caracas, because they've likely got a Lavinia. And then I think that looks like a good little change up. I'm gonna... Man, I want to play this card so bad. I'm gonna drop a Squee. I'm gonna drop a green lizard. I'm gonna trim... Oh no, I'll trim the flare. I don't want to trim the flare. Let's just trim another Squee. Is there anything here that we can justifiably cut that's not Flare of Duplication? Not really, so let's just trim a snacker. And then a snacker's the actual good card. Alright, fine, you win, you win. I'll take the flare out. Oh, then my lizards are the wrong colours. Okay, well. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Because I've got one less green card. We'll keep this. The risk of testing with new cards. So this looks good though, right? A bunch of squeeze. No interaction, so like, just needle you die. Yeah, cool, nice. So we need a green card. Tolarian Academy. Alright, both players have strong openers in the vintage format. I'm going to just discard a Squee, I guess, is the correct discard here. So, yeah, so we're going to lose. I've got a Wasteland and all. Alright, we have lost. Have we lost? Oh, we've lost enough for me and league gameplay. That seems fine, right? So game 3, let's hope for not having an interactive game. Let's just hope that the same thing happens again, but in our favour this time. So I'm going to drop a lizard and bring back a Squee, and then I'm going to drop another lizard. My Caracas might be a waste of space, but our Caracas is probably a waste of space now that we've seen the Vexing Bauble, right? Are you really out there playing Vexing Bauble and Lavinia? Are people about that? Who's to say? But let's hope for 2 Vengevines to peel off the top here. Only one. I think I'm going to discard some cards. Right, what do we want to discard? I kind of want the Vigor, but I kind of want the Caracas, but I kind of want everything else. So can I ever discard, like... Not really, no. I was thinking, like, Lizard, Blue card, Caracas. But no, I'll just discard 2 Lizards and the Caracas, and we'll go get wrecked by a church. That sounds fine. Let's cast a Hollow one. Let's cast a Hollow one. And show me your Tabernacle, dude. Show me your Tabernacle. Mox Sapphire's fine. Mox Emerald's fine. Mindbreak Trap's now awake. Pithing Needle is less fine, so let's just trap that. That got through. 2 needles, fair play. Fair play. And then Tabernacle, dink. Have you got it all? You got everything? No, just a Tundra. Okay. So maybe my Caracas wasn't dead. Let's go find a green card. Okay, let's not find a green card then, I guess. We did find a blue card, though. So that will at least fight something. And we're attacking for 10. So opponent needs, a plan here. They need to do something. Tabernacle? There's a Saga. Okay. So we will fight Time Walks here, and they've conceded. So we're 2-0 with Sneaky Snacker Squee. Okay, so round 3 we're up against CRK. We've not got a Bazaar there, so we'll give it the old powder. And we'll mulligan this to 6. Now we've got a Bazaar, a Snacker, a Squee, a bunch of Wastelands. I'm going to put one of the Wastelands back, I think. Then we've got Engine, Pitch Card, Interaction. So that sounds good. Wasteland can go back, we can activate, just essentially discarding the 2 we draw is going to be our first plan. And we'll reassess that to see if we can get the Snacker into the yard. Seems like a good plan. Okay, so we're going to keep this and bottom the Wasteland as discussed, and then our opponent has done something. Hide game log. Where is my game log? Dearie me. Oh, it's over here. Opponent mulligan to 6. Cool. Cool. Okay, opponent's happy with their 6-card hand. We're happy with our Bazaar of Baghdad, so let's play that and activate it. I don't actually like this activation that much now that I'm here. I still think getting the engines going is slightly better, so I'm going to discard the Master of Death. And then I'm going to cast a Chalice on 0. Chalice on 0 just got through there. That wasn't even a bit of hesitation. So obviously we're very exposed to Wasteland. I'm not sure which way I'm supposed to prioritize these Sneaky Snackers and Master of Deaths in the dark. At the moment I've been hedging towards the card advantage angle rather than the pressure angle. They've got a Wasteland, so that's tough. Tough for us. See if we can do some top decking. If not, we need to cross our fingers. But then this makes me feel better about not discarding the Snacker earlier, I feel like. Or maybe that's wrong, because then on my first Bazaar back, I would have a Snacker. I'll put another Snacker. So let's just attack for 1 and pass the turn. Now that we've seen Wasteland, there's almost 0% chance they're a Daze deck. I think. Oh no, actually Bug sometimes plays it, but. Right. Lacking in interaction. Lacking in Bazaar of Baghdad's. Let's see what they've got. They've got Polluted Delta. No, Unground Sea. I can talk. And I will kill that. We'll just put that in the graveyard as fast as possible. I'll go for an Ancestral, which I can't fight. Okay. That's not cool. Squee. Strip you. Attack for 1. It's over to our opponent. We do not feel ahead. Yeah, Tropical Island. So it's Bug or Oath. Where they've not done anything, I'm feeling like it's more likely Oath. We just got a Vigor. It doesn't really help narrow it down, does it? So we'll get in for our 1. Or does that actually mean it's just Bug? I don't think Oath plays that main deck. So they've got many lands. They're not doing anything is the thing. So going for a fetch. And a Demonic Tutor, which I'm going to negate. And at this point I will pitch the Master of Death. Bizarre. Nope, but it is another piece of interaction, so that's nice. And this will counter their Tarmogoyfs if that's what they're on. Opponent's still got a billion cards in hand. No one's in a particular hurry this game. Beseiju, I still don't feel like that's narrowed it down. This is Oko. Leovold, so we're against Bug. Sure. So let's counter Leovold. Opponent counters back. Pitching Dig. Fine. And then CounterVine. We'll pass. Opponents can get in for 3. Crunch. Do you have any other plays? No. Cool. Bizarre. Oh, no, they do. They've got upkeep plays. A whole breacher. Sure. And it's back to them. They've drawn a billion lands. Do I want to trump one of these? I don't think so. Not this turn. Okay. And then that's a Squee. So let's go to the next game. I always feel unlucky to pair into Bug. It's one of those ones where it doesn't really make sense. So let's drop some bad cards. I'm going to drop Caracas. We can just Fury Leovold. I think we'll register this. So not many in the blue count, but a bit. And then we've got our Furies to fight Leovolds, Bowmasters, Breachers, Okos, Tarmogoyfs, Deathrights. We've got our Vigors to fight the Leylines. Echoing Deeps will come in to fight Wasteland. Okay, game 2 up against Bug. We're on the play again. We've not got anything here, so we'll Bazaar. And there's nothing here. We'll Bazaar. We'll Mulligan. And there's nothing here, so we'll Mulligan again. Looks like our opponent's done some keeping. We're going to go to 4. And we'll keep this. We'll bottom Powder. Lizard. And then Sneaky Snacker. Opponent has a Leyline of the Void. And we will play a Bazaar. And then we'll pass their turn. Maybe we're not supposed to play Bazaar here, actually. Maybe we're supposed to hold it. So on my first and only activation of it, I get some choice. Yeah, this seems awful. So let's just kill this now. If they've got a force, they've got a force. They've got a force, so we can aggressively concede to their Wasteland next turn. Yeah, because this is why playing Bazaar's bad, right? And they've got a Lotus. Alright. Let's go somewhere else. Okay, round 4 up against Bararoon. We're on the play again, which is quite nice. No Bazaar though, which is not so nice. Chalice didn't move. Just stayed there. Let's see if we can do that once more, but this time with the Bazaar of Baghdad. Okay, down to 5. No Chalice, but we do have Bazaar, Red Lizard, Flare of Duplication, so we're basically invincible. Let's drop blue card, Green Lizard. I'm not sure about dropping blue card, but this is a lot of interaction for us here. So Lizard, Squee will go to the bin. I could have a Force of Will online with instead of Flare of Duplication. But that's, that's our problem when it gets to their turn, I think. Cast Hollow on. That still gets through. Okay. So we've got Squee going. We've got their Ancestral. It's all great. It's all great in gravy. Wasteland's not so cool. So they waste us. And then it's going to be a pass of the turn. We'll pick up our Squee. We'll hopefully draw the blue card that we should have anyway. Yep, perfect. Now we'll get him for 6. Is this another bug gamer? I don't know how there can be so many bug gamers around. Right, into our opponent's main phase. Mishra's Workshop. Foundry Inspector. Well, I can't beat that. This looks exceptionally dead. Mox Sapphire's fine. Black Lotus is probably not fine. Let's counter that. Needle. Will cost 1 mana in this situation. Oh, Phyrexian Revoker, sure. So, 2 good matchups into 2 bad matchups. Vigor's a great draw, though. So if we're able to get to Vigor and then copy it, that would be sick. Nettle Cyst's fine. They have a 4/4. And then another Revoker. You've got a Sphere over there. Sphere really puts us to bed. But otherwise, we're drawing quite live to green card. I think I'll just block this guy. Shrink the Nettle Cyst. Green card? No. Do I want to attack? Not really. So Patchwork. They've got 2 cards left in hand. So Walking Ballista for X equals 2. So that looks like it's going to just pick off my Red Lizard. Which means our game's going to completely fall apart. They attack for 6, we take 6. And it will concede there. Shops. So, probably need removal. Probably need Mind Breaks. I'm happy to come off a couple of negations. Flare of Duplication is almost certainly dead in this matchup. Maybe negations have to stay. So 4 cuts from here. Just a little bit of a trim around. These negations are so bad, but we need to fight their hate pieces. Not excited about this. This is a pretty poorly built sideboard. Come off a couple of squeeze. Maybe the snackers are supposed to be cut in some quantity because I need to activate Bazaar twice, which I can't really do in this matchup. It started off so well, and then we ran into Bug and Shops. Less well at that point. Right. Nothing for us here. Nothing for us here. Down to 4. And we get a Bazaar. So keep this. We'll bottom the bad cards. We'll keep the good cards. Oh, that's not even good though, is it? Because that's just like cards we don't want to discard. I think we'll just pass. So I don't want to get stripped on 1. Those are going to go Workshop. Bauble Needle. We're going to die. I don't really want to expose the Bazaar until I've got something to discard. I always say I wish I hadn't played my Bazaar here in spots like this. And then I play my Bazaar in spots like this. So there's the workshop. Emerald's fine. Patchwork probably has to be fine, right? Yeah, I don't think I can be out there fighting patchwork when my opponent's playing baubles, needles, and stuff like that. Another patchwork. Sure, I'll fight that one, I think. Okay. Well. 3 mana. Yeah, cool. So we can just leave, I think. Let's take a draw. Let's have a look. So they've only got 2 cards, right? If one of them's Wasteland, we'll just get out of here. Wasteland, Needle, basically anything that interacts with us is going to be a concession. In the meantime, we might be able to flip through our deck. We're taking 5. So what have we got in this spot? We've got Vengevines and the boys that sneak and snack. So cool. Let's pass the turn again. Right, opponent's turn. They're up to 2 cards. They continue to have spells. That doesn't really unlock my hollow ones. This is quite an exceptional non-bow. So let's see if we can punish on that front. Dead next turn anyway, so let's just pick up these guys. Blazing Lizard. So let's play Echoing Deeps. Let's activate Bazaar of Baghdad. We hit nothing good. Now we've got a blocker. I need them to play another sphere, really. So I can double hollow on them. It's not often that the Squee deck's begging for the second sphere, but what costs this much mana? Oh, Walking Ballista. X equals 10. Cool, it's fine. You don't have to click through it. Right. I've just conceded the match without seeing anything. Whoops. Okay, alright. Final round, I guess. Okay, final round. Playing for the treasure chest. Mulliganing to 5 on the way through. Keep this. This hand looks great. Putting back powder. Snacker. I think so. I fear that is the case. Have we had a snacker in play yet today? I'm not sure if we have. I think I've just been not very aggressive in holding them. So opponent's got a Flooded Strand but no Lurus, which is interesting. Snow-covered island. Into ponder, sure. Oh. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to be more aggressive with my snackers and stuff, but I just still feel like having the engine online is better. I feel like I don't want to just be out there dying to sagas and bazaars and stuff. So the more we play with it though, the more we'll get an idea of where it's supposed to be in our list of cards we can discard. But where it takes a second activation to get there, I think Master of Death is better. So opponents pass the second main phase after pondering. Imagine it's Doomsday then, right? Seems like the only deck that can be Snow-Covered Island Ponder. Okay. And then they do pass the turn. There's another sneaky snacker, look. He sneaks and he snacks. So, a lot of displeasure with my activation. But let's go Let's try the snacker, I guess. Do we play around Wasteland? Presume so. This just isn't gaining cards, that's the thing, right? I want more cards. Okay. Hollow one gets in. Opponent's got 6 cards, we've got 2 bazaars. We've got a Master of Death in our graveyard, which I'd be up for picking up. I'm assuming Doomsday at this point. It seems like the most likely thing. Preordained's fine. But obviously it could still be Bug, it could still be Oath. So opponent deep in the tank on Preordain. Oh, it's happened. Underground Sea. Into Dark Ritual. And then we'll definitely force Necro. Do you have force behind? I'd expect you to have something back. Opponent considering. So we'll play with the borders on the stack in the meantime. Opponent forces back pitching Flusterstorm. So they're going to get Necropotence, which is going to lead to probably our demise. We'll let them do the activations. I think that's 4. You can't do just 4, surely, yeah. At least go to 7. So yeah, they're only drawing 5. So unless their hand's absolutely cracked, that's quite a conservative sort of number. Considering the most I can really realistically do to you is, well, I guess I can kill you, but you know, I've not got anything in my graveyard at the moment. I've only got 1 card in hand. I feel like we could have gone deeper, but I am no Doomsday expert. They're gushing in response. Alright then. You've got it, bro. So let's activate Bazaar. And let's just discard Lizard. Yeah, we'll discard the cards that we're going to discard, and then we'll cast Chalice, and then we'll play Bazaar and flip Bazaar, just in case we hit exactly Lizard Vengevine. So Chalice on 0. I imagine that's going to elicit some sort of response. Yeah, Force of Will pitching. Pitching what? Force of Will pitching Flusterstorm. Any Exact Seas on top of our deck here? Nope. But many, many squeeze in our graveyard. If we get another turn. Opponent falls to 8. They've got 8 cards in hand, 2 of those are lands. So it's interesting use of Gush, I think. Because we could have just Gushed now, Gushed response into a wasteland. I don't know. So Snow-Covered Island is the play. You'll assume that they're holding Jet or Lotus based on the fact that they forced my Chalice. We are putting them to 3 next turn, so they can only really get 2 cards from their Necro this turn. But I'm still not expecting a next turn to take place. Maybe they've got Jet and Lotus, like Jet, Lotus, DT, not DT, Doomsday, and then some way into that pile. Opponent on a Ponder. Okay, so opponent's Ponder resolved. Sorry, it took like minutes. And then they played a Jet. So we're back. Okay, no, we're not back. Okay, I just get my cards back. Okay, cool. I'm going to pick all of these up because I get selection on both activations. Opponent's falling to 3 at the moment from our attack. They didn't Necro at all, so they're pretty happy with where they are. They just need to make another land drop, I guess, is the joke there. So Master of Death is fine, but I kind of want... well, I guess we just hold there then, don't we? What can I hit? Literally nothing. No, nothing can improve this hand from this spot. So let's attack for 5. So I'm pretty sure we're just going to die. But at least we've got some permission. Right, they're going to make their second land drop in this post-Gush world. And then Doomsday us, I presume. So yeah, so Scalding Tarn. It's going to put them to 1. But do they want the Tarn pre or post Doomsday? A good way of making your stack smaller. This is going to be a long Doomsday to resolve when it gets here. So they fetch with Scalding Tarn. They get their Underground Sea. They've got 5 cards in hand. One of them's an Underground Sea. They Ancestral themselves. I mean, if you're doing that, I feel like you're struggling. Maybe I actually want to activate in response. And let's Ancestral them. Or counter them. I'm not sure what we just gained from responding with the activation. But there we have it. We win. So let's bring in these 4 cards. And let's drop a Snacker, a Green Lizard. I don't know what else. The flare is so cool. So let's drop 2 red lizards, bring back my green lizard. So we've got maximum green for the old Leyline of the Void, and then we've got a bunch of blue cards and a Caracas for Shieldred. Slightly slower on the clock front. So what is cool there, right, is that if I'd hit the flare, I would have been able to copy their ancestral and pray to draw a blue card so I could force it. Not. We probably won't be seeing this card again, don't worry. Okie dokie, so game 2 against White Ren, and they're on Doomsday, and we've got quite a nice hand here. Yeah, stack interaction is good. They might leyline us, which is bad, but we'll still get to deploy a hollow one. And then if we're able to find a wasteland, we'll sandbag that so that we can beat their tabernacle if they don't find it before their or like if they don't find it for their second turn. Right, so if we're able to play turn 2 wasteland, then our game plan will be relatively leyline proof. Obviously, it would be nicer to have access to the graveyard, and it looks like we do. So that's cute. Opponent did mulligan to 6 to find something though, so maybe they're on needles. They could also be on baubles. But there's a Misty Rainforest for now. Immediate fetch, so it looks like our misstep's going to have some text this game. Snow-covered island, ponder. Yeah, let's fight the ponder. They took a mulligan. This will leave them with 4 cards in hand. And they're passing the turn. Yeah, perfect. So I can see holding the misstep there for like Dark Ritual and just having more in the big stack battle that comes. Well, that follows, but I think this looks like a perfectly reasonable spot. So let's discard the cards which want us to discard them. And then we'll get our beat for 4 in. Cast this. Cast a hollow one. Vengevine's going to trigger. Vengevine's going to come back and slay for 4. If our opponent's got a tabernacle, our opponent's got a tabernacle. We didn't find the wasteland, but we did find this Chalice of the Void here. So that's going to make their pile slightly harder to use or to create. Typically, you'll find it will turn people onto a like time walk pile. So Chalice got through, that was nice. And now, once we've forced, we'll just start manically flipping these bazaars. So, opponent ancestrals. And I think that's good enough for us. They've got a Flusterstorm. And this is the sort of spot right where like misstepping the ponder kind of comes back to bite you. So I could have just hit all of this, but that's fine. They've used all their mana. They've used their land drop. We've got a Chalice in play. They've got 5 cards in hand, but their life total's plummeting. So we'll pick up our Squee, and then we'll activate Bazaar once we've got 3 cards in our hand from our draw step. And if one of those are Wasteland, we'll play a Wasteland, and likely hold or discard this other Bazaar. But we just need to not die to Tabernacle at Pendule Vale, right? We're kind of low on interaction. So, okay, well, what do we want to hold here? They're dead next turn. What are they going down to now? We attack for 9, they go to 6. So we'll discard Squee, Bazaar, Bazaar, and hold both. Yeah, right. In we go. Opponent's at 6. They're dead on board. And they play a Mox Sapphire into our Chalice, so that's quite cool. turns on our Mind Break trap. I play a Time Walk. Time Walk's fine. Time Walk's fine. It's another look for that Tabernacle. And that's why we held this hollow one, because we might be able to get some hasty Lava Axes into play in the future. Or we might just discard it to try and wall up. So, Dark Ritual into Doomsday. So it could just be dying as well. Interestingly, they've used their land drop here. Because if they hadn't, you might see a line like, I think they've used their land drop, right? Yeah, it plays Misty. Cast Ritual, cast Doomsday. So, yeah. Okay, opponent's Doomsdays are resolving at the moment. They're just choosing the order, but they've got ley lines. They've got a Tabernacle in their pile somewhere. Yeah. So they've got a bunch of Street Wraiths. Yeah, there's no Tabernacles here. You have Gush. Gush makes this very easy. No, okay. They just Doomsday concede. So that's cool. Bit weird, but yeah, so we go 3-2 with Squee. We beat combo decks, we lost to Bug and Shops. So that's quite normal. Sneaky Snacker's interesting. Flare of Duplication's definitely wrong. But yeah, Sneaky Snacker, I think it's good. And I think it deserves a spot over the Poxwalkers. Even if just the amount of times we used it as a blue card, right? And even if it's just the fact that it's a blue card which can come back, and I know I was hedging towards having the engines online, but I feel like the times we saw the Snacker, we were slightly lower on cards, so I needed to build back into the game. Yeah. Likely to see this list in some challenges soon, I think. Minus the flare. We'll probably not use that. But I will see you again.